Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast. The bad.
Okay, you ready to move on to the bad?
Yep.
Okay, what's your bad for week 4?
My bad is I'm actually going with the Saints.
Okay.
I'm gonna take all. I mean, if you watch my instant reaction to Tampa, you know how excited I am for the Tampa Bay. But I think the Saints earned a bad by do they have no trust in their backup quarterback? Because I got to watch the game a little, like some replays, and though the Bucks defense did really well, Derek Carr was still, like, you could tell he was injured. He wasn't having the same touch on all the deep balls and stuff like that. And they're this week they get blown out at home, and I get they have injuries. They get blown out at home against a division opponent, so that's a really bad look. And then they don't have any trust in Jameis Winston, or heck, even in Taysom Hill maybe to do the starting job if Derek Carr can't do it. And they don't look like they're going to be. All their star players looked old on Sunday. So where you go up from here? It's not looking encouraging for the New Orleans fans. And then the previous week they let a team come back when they were winning up 17 in the fourth quarter. So they're my bad this week.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're handling, much like the Bengals are handling the Burrow situation wrong. I think that the Saints are handling this Derek Carr situation wrong. Your Bucks have been very impressive, especially on the defensive side of the ball for the first 4 weeks. So you should, take some solace into that. And I know you do. You were right about them, but it's kind of crazy. Even Baker Mayfield has come on, but we're not talking about the Bucks. I just wanted to acknowledge that real quick. But yeah, the Saints, even their defense allowing 26 points, that's was supposed to be kind of their bread and butter, like that they were going to be a strong defensive team. Well, they're not showing that they're a strong defensive team right now. So that's not going well for the Bucks either. So I mean, not the Bucks, the Saints either. So I don't it might be their age, but it also could be coaching, which I'm not a big Dennis Allen fan. At all. I never thought he had when he got hired by the Saints or after last year, he was like 15-38 as a head coach or something like that. It was atrocious. So I think that partly has to do with it. But yeah, the Saints, that's a good bad for the week for the NFC.
Yeah, no, I'm not a giant Dennis Allen fan. He's a good defensive coordinator, not a head coach in my opinion.
Yeah,
So.
I agree. Let's go to my bad. My bad is the Bengals. I just, man, they got destroyed by the Tennessee Titans 3-27. Burrow just doesn't look like himself. I think his calf injury is obviously lingering, and it doesn't allow him to play like he can play. And the Bengals need to shut him down for 3 weeks, let him heal up and just live with whatever consequences they get. Their defense, I thought, would be better, but maybe I personally probably underrated the impact that losing the 2 safeties had on this team in the offseason. I thought maybe they would just plug and play. But Bates is making a huge difference I know where is he at right now? Jesse Bates. I know he had another.
Atlanta or the Vikings?
Oh, I bet Atlanta. I bet you're right. It might be Atlanta. Okay. I'll double check it, but I think you're right. I think it's Atlanta, and he's making a big difference there. Defensively, they look better with Jesse Bates. But okay. So like just missing those 2 players, I think is hurting the Bengals defense, but the Bengals are 1-3 right now. And until Burrow gets healthy, I don't know what their offense is going to do.
So I do kind of like how, though we don't really talk about what we're going to pick in these spots until like when we pick them.
Yeah.
That we both kind of have the same. I think it's more permanent for the Bengals than it is for the Saints, because Derek Carr is, if he doesn't work out, you move on really quickly from him. you don't want the situation with Bengals because Burrow's the highest paid quarterback, or was the highest paid quarterback for 2 seconds before someone else got a contract. I don't remember. They need to shut down Joe Burrow for a little bit, let him get healthy, and that way he can get better and be the old Joe Burrow, and think about the long term here. You don't pay a quarterback $250 million, so that way he plays on one foot, and then you only have him for a contract, maybe.
Yeah, he only needs to sit a couple weeks. I don't know how. Like they should have just like they wanted him to play because they didn't want to fall behind in the division, and ironically, they fall behind in the division because he's playing. So it's like you should have just sat him for the first 3 weeks. You would probably be 1-3, maybe even 1-4 right now? Yeah, well, 1-3. You'd probably be 1-3 when he came back anyway, right? Like if you just sat him 4 weeks. So you're not doing your team any justice. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Let's go to the ugly. You ready for the ugly?
Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.